Hi, my name is Steve Baker and I've been a harmonica player for almost all of my adult life. I started playing in the summer of 1969 by complete coincidence, because I was always somebody who was classified as utterly non-musical in school, and I basically believed the music teachers. I'd never tried any musical instrument until I was about just approaching my 16th birthday, when I saw a harmonica on the mantelpiece of a friend's bedroom. And I saw this really cool looking blue box with Echo Super Vamper on it. And I took it out of the box, blew into it, and basically I was hooked. I've never had one out of my hand since. I was listening at that time to the sort of stuff that was fashionable. I listened to Cream, or Wheels of Fire had just come out. I was listening to that. I listened to Donovan, who played a bit of harmonica in the sort of style of Bob Dylan. I was familiar with Bob Dylan's records. And then the guy who had the harmonica, he lent me two seminal records, which basically were my basis for learning, which was the first Paul Butterfield Blues Band LP on Elektra, which was probably the first white blues harmonica record of all time, and an LP by an English guy who unfortunately died young, also like Butterfield, called Duster Bennett, who was a friend of Peter Green, the original Fleetwood Mac guitarist. And Duster Bennett was a one-man band, and he was a great harmonica player, absolutely killer, very original. And for some reason I found him more accessible than Butterfield, so I learnt to play by trying to copy the songs on the record, and I just played until I basically got them halfway right. It was lucky, really, I suppose. I met Dick Bird, with whom I was playing on the sessions last night, a couple of years later when we were both 19, and he was already then a great finger-picking guitarist. And we started playing together just sort of, for fun, playing music around the campfire every night, and that's when Dick and I started really playing together. And this was always my attitude to doing it. I'm interested in the spirit, the communicative side, and the thing of the people coming together, yeah? Because that is what is the cool thing about it. It's about energy. It's not about virtuosity or who's better, because this, in my opinion, is nonsense. I don't really care who's better. It's a very subjective thing. And in art, how on earth can you say that you can judge certain things, technique, you can, but there are many artists who only possess a rudimentary command of technique, but their inner passion and their desire to communicate enables them to use it in a way which really says something. And there are many brilliant technicians who unfortunately have nothing to say. You know what I mean? The sort of big time of British blues was the late 60s, and we grew up in the punk era, even though we didn't actually, know anything about punk music or listen to it. Have Mercy, our band at that time, was formed in the same London at exactly the same time that brought forth the Sex Pistols and the Clash. And in fact, when we came to Germany, we went into the recording studio to record our first LP as Have Mercy at exactly the same time as the Clash went into the studio in London and recorded the Clash. It was February 1977, yeah? And so it was at the same time, and it was the same energy. It wasn't the same music, but the spirit of it was this wild yobbos playing sort of music that had something vaguely to do with the blues, with unbelievable high energy, and it was attitude. It was all about attitude, really. And so it was based on the blues, but we weren't like these very sort of serious blues chaps who were, oh, we want to, play real authentic blues, because we thought, well, we're not black and we're not from Chicago. So we just play the music like we feel it. And we're a bunch of sort of young lads from South London, and some of us were Americans. So it was a very different thing. And fortunately, we never tried to be black, because we would, of course, have failed dismally.